Welcome to the Binge List. I'm your host, Paul Chappell, and you might be a little bit depressed right now if you're like me. You finally got to the end of season 5 of Better Call Saul, and you're feeling like you're going to die because you have to wait another year for this show to start up again. And if you've watched my premiere review, you know that I think this show is the best that's currently on television. Hands down, the best television show I've seen all year and probably will see for the rest of the year. So yes, it is a depressing moment, but I won't bore you with the details. I'm just going to do something a little bit different. You already know I love this show. I'm just going to recount all my favorite moments in this season that had you on the edge of your seat, or at the least just rooting for this show to continue.
Maybe we get married.
Here we go. Hank Schrader's return. We all want this to be Breaking Bad to a certain extent, but I was just so happy to see Dean Norris return as Hank Schrader, because it just feels like we're getting closer and closer to those episodes where both series cross. We had Stephen Gomez as a character returning. We had Crazy 8 as a character returning, and they were all great. It really established how not only did Crazy 8 became an informant or in Breaking Bad, but it also established some things that we saw at the very beginning of Breaking Bad, like this big money seizure that they made. I just love this because it was just a great way to bring in some old characters without being necessarily corny like they do on a lot of other series. So kudos to the Better Call Saul writers. So what else could I say about this season that I like? Oh yes, the confrontation with Mesa Verde. It could have been very, very boring, but they managed to make the whole confrontation with Mesa Verde very interesting, particularly with his presentation with the president of the bank. I kind of felt sorry for Kim a little bit in the scene. Jimmy concocts a series of commercials that will air this blatant lies about Mesa Verde.
The evidence was as clear as day. My bank was funding terrorism.
I love that. There were some other shenanigans that Saul Goodman was involved with Mesa Verde, but I won't mention those for the sake of time. Suffice to say, Mesa Verde foes and the old man gets to keep his house. But wait, there's more. And of course, I'm referring to Saul Goodman's blow up with Howard Hamlin. This scene is hilarious. In a season where you want to see Jimmy McGill be Saul Goodman to the fullest extent of the law, so to speak, this is the scene for you. I think Jimmy goes a little crazy here. He's kind of been suppressing his feelings about his brother dying, and he takes them out, of course, on his old partner, Howard Hamlin. And it's just a blow-up scene. It's funny, it's tragic, and it's great all at the same time.
I travel in worlds you can't even imagine. You can't conceive of what I'm capable of. I'm so far beyond you. I'm like a god in human clothing. Lightning bolts shoot from my fingertips.
Of course, you'd probably think I was an idiot if I didn't mention the Bagman ambush. Scene. Saul Goodman is in the desert driving his piece of crap car with $7 million in the trunk. You know this is not going to go down well. Jimmy is in trouble, guys. What's going to happen? Well, I can tell you what's not going to happen. Jimmy McGill is not going to be dead today, folks. And boom! Now, I'm not going to bore you with what happens. You know what happens. If you're a fan of this series, you know Magic Mike comes to the rescue. Of course, Mike has so many great things to do this season. You know it. I know it. If you haven't watched it yet, I probably just spoiled the best thing about this season. But Mike was just phenomenal. The best episode, bar none, in the whole series happens because Mike and Saul must go through the desert and survive. So I love that episode, but I have to say, was it the best thing about this season? No, it was not. And I'm referring, of course, to that one other scene. Can I get a drum roll, please? Thank you. Lalo's Tell Me Again scene.
Tell me again.
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 Tell me again scene. This scene was so awesome just because you probably could have knocked me over with a bulldozer and I probably wouldn't have taken my eyes off the screen. This was so engaging, so tense, so everything you want in an episode because you do not know what's going to happen. You're pretty sure that Jimmy is going to be okay. After all, he did appear later in Breaking Bad. But what we do not know is what happens to Kim. Is this the scene? Is this the scene? Is this the scene? I was on the edge of my seat, people. And the fact that Kim rocked this scene so hard just was the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, whatever you want to call it.
Are you kidding me with this?
Kim,
Do you know what he did for you? $7 million of your money. He hauled it across a goddamn desert without one penny missing. And he got you out of jail for a murder that, let's face it, you're definitely guilty of.
She is just fabulous. If she doesn't get an Emmy for this, there's something wrong in our universe, people. Rhea Seehorn is just the greatest actress on television right now. It's very hard to top this scene. We have some scenes that got close, but no cigar. This was definitely established Lalo is someone to be reckoned with. Of that, we have no doubt because, and spoilers, if you haven't already seen this, run now for your life. Lalo does the impossible. He takes out a whole squad of men set to kill him in the final episode. And it was glorious. You might have noticed that I didn't even say anything about Gus Fring. I didn't say much about Nacho either. And that's only because they were both overshadowed by the awesomeness of what Lalo Salamanca brings to this series. Guys, I don't think I have to tell you how hard it's going to be to wait for this next season. It's going to be the hardest thing I've ever done. We have a few questions not answered. The most important of which is what's going to happen with Kim and Saul? Or should I say Kim and Jimmy? Because it seems to me that Kim may be as damaged as Jimmy at this point. She pretty much brushed off what Howard Hamlin told her about Jimmy. And this concerns me because I was led to believe that she was the good one, and I'm not so sure. So we don't know what's going to happen. Nacho went out into the night. Who knows where he went? Lalo is ready to kill everybody in the world. And God, is there somebody I can pay just to get a peek at what they have planned for next season? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review. Give me a comment down below or give me a like, and make sure you ring that bell on the way out so you'll know when my next video drops. And until next time, I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching.